What's up, guys? I'm Youngster Skymore, and today I'm talking about my first impressions with PlayStation VR. In addition to the PlayStation VR demo disc 2.0, is it called 2.0 or just 2? I don't know. That came with it. So recently I got PlayStation VR, which is pretty cool, and with PlayStation VR came the PlayStation VR demo disc 2. I guess it was one before that used to come with maybe, but now it comes with the second one. And that demo disc comes with demos for, let's see, was it 13 different VR games, I'm pretty sure. Some of them are VR exclusive games, and some of them are not VR exclusive games, but they're games that are also compatible with VR. And it also came with Skyrim VR, but I'll talk about that in a separate video. So, first I'm going to talk about my experience with the PlayStation VR hardware, and then I'm going to get into the specific demos that I've tried. I've not tried all of the demos. I don't even think I've tried half of them, and that's part of the... That's partly because of the demo disc is very inconvenient in what it lets you do. I'll get to that later when I talk about the demo disc itself. But yeah, it's pretty annoying. But anyway, first I'll talk about PSVR. So, I have only used VR once before getting PSVR, and it was the HTC Vive. Vive, right? I always get confused with Vive and Vibe, but it's Vive, I'm pretty sure. I used it at camp, like my counselor at camp had it, so I tried it out. And the game that I played on the Vive was Job Simulator. And I played it for maybe 30 minutes or so. Played it like for 15 minutes, and I think I played for like 10 minutes, like 3 different 10-minute sessions, because there are other people wanting to play it also. And that was the that was like life-changingly fun. That it wasn't life-changing, but you know what I mean. That was so fun. That was one of the most fun 30 minutes of gaming I had in a long time. That was like, I enjoyed Job Simulator so much. Just being able to just like have your arms as your arms in the environment was such a cool thing. It was just like you're there. Like, you could walk around, and you would walk around in the game, and you could move your arms around, and you'd move your arms around in the game, and you could grab items and throw, and it's like you're grabbing stuff in the game, and you could throw stuff, and it was literally like you were just in another world, and you were just in this place, but you had like very few restrictions on your body. It seemed like you were just there. You could throw stuff, and it seemed accurate. You could juggle stuff. You could drop something and catch it in your other hand. It was so cool. You could just dance. You could like walk over and look around corners and stuff like that. And it was so much fun. So then, when I got PSVR, Job Simulator was the first demo I tried. Actually. So yeah, that's my background with PSVR. So that's my background with VR. But let me talk about before I jumped into the demo. Just like, PSVR has been a bit of a hassle in some ways. First of all, it's very like annoying to set up. You have so many different wires that have to plug, and you have like this new box that plugs into your PS4 with like 2 different wires, and like another wire plugs into the TV, and like 2 more wires like plug into the PSVR, and another wire plugs in from the box to the outlet. So now you need 2 outlets, because the box needs to plug into the outlet and PS4 needs to plug into the outlet, so you have to get an extra outlet. So screw you if you have just 1 outlet with a TV and a with just 2, like 1 outlet thing with 2 little outlets, for one for the TV, one for the PS4. Because I need another one. Hopefully you can just get a power strip or something. That's what I did. Yeah, that can be a little frustrating. And then you need 2 move controllers. Well, I mean, there's some games that are compatible with just the DualShock, to the regular PlayStation 4 controller. But what's annoying is that the move controllers do not come charged, and they also do not come with a charger. And it's just like a USB cable thing, and like one of them comes with the PS4, like to charge, because that's the same thing that charges your PS4 controllers. So it took a while for us to be able to play the PSVR, because we had to charge 1 move controller, and we had to charge the other move controller. I might be remembering incorrectly. Maybe they do come on low charge, but I don't think they do. I could be remembering that incorrectly though, so take that with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And I had like 10 other USB cords, but they're all broken, because for some reason every USB cord I have breaks, and it's very frustrating. I don't know why, but that's just true. So I wish it would at least come with like 1 more USB cord, so you could at least charge both of the DualShocks, or not the DualShocks, both of the move controllers at once. And immediately when sorry, let me talk about setup first. And then you also get the camera with it that you can like set up, that camera was a pain to set up. It was not intuitive. It doesn't really make sense, but I managed to set it up. And then you gotta do like all the setup in the menu. And when you're not in a VR game, when you're just like on the menus, or if you're playing a game that isn't VR and you're wearing VR, it's pretty cool. It's just like there's a giant flat screen in front of you, but you're like in just like some world with just a bunch of blackness, and that's a pretty cool thing too. So you can just like lay down and just put the screen on the TV and then just like still play a video game without looking at your TV, even if it's not a VR game. So that's a pretty cool thing that you can do if you want to. Like setting it up like on your head was a little bit confusing. And when I put it on, like it doesn't fit my head perfectly, because when I put it on, there's still like gaps below my eyes that can still see the real world, in like some gaps. So I have to like kind of like tilt it downwards in order for there not be any gaps for me to just see like the game world. And that's a little bit annoying. Like I feel like that's not exactly how it's supposed to fit, but I mean everyone's head is different, so I guess that's pretty difficult. But you know, hopefully a lot of these things are issues that will be fixed as like the VR grows in the future. But it's just there's a lot of just, you know, inconvenient things about PSVR. There's a lot of inconveniences that are minor on their own, but when added all together, it's like such a huge barrier of entry. That's just so there are just so many annoying different things. The biggest one I haven't gotten to yet. I'll get into that later. And then another thing is like this isn't like, I understand like this is hard to overcome, but it's kind of annoying is that like your field of vision isn't as good, you know, not nearly as good as if you're like real life. There's like you're kind of like seeing through two circles in a way, because like you just see like some, not seeing through, there's just like some black borders on the outline of your vision, which is like, I mean, it's pretty much unavoidable. I mean, I feel like that is avoidable, but I don't know, it's very forgivable thing, but it's just definitely something to note. And then another thing that's been really annoying about PSVR is, for some reason, ever since I got it, now that there's like two things plugged into the wall, my PSVR has been, I mean, my PlayStation it's been so hard to turn on the PlayStation. So like sometimes either I leave it on and no, I don't leave it on. I just like, when I'm done playing PSVR or PlayStation 4, usually I just press the power button and it goes into rest mode. But now for some reason, taking it out of rest mode takes like 5 minutes. I do not know why. I don't think it used to do this. I don't know if this has anything to do with PSVR or not, like all the new things I plugged in, or if it's just a coincidence with like some new update making it be weird. I don't know. But not like I press the power button to turn it back on and just like nothing happens. Like, so I hold down the power button and like I press the controller, press the button on the controller, nothing happens. I try all this stuff, try to hold it down again and turn it off, nothing, and like it just doesn't turn on. So I eventually just get frustrated and unplug it, and then like it still takes another minute to turn on after that. I don't know why this is. Whether this is a knock against PSVR messing with it with like all the extra wires and stuff, just making it weird, or if this is just a knock against the PlayStation 4 in general. But this has been so frustrating. I don't know what this issue is, and I feel like this issue didn't used to exist. That's just another thing added on to the barrier of entry to playing PSVR, because it's just like, do I want to play this? I have to wait like 5 minutes to turn it on, and I'm getting really frustrated trying to figure it out and trying to understand why it's not turning on. So that can be pretty annoying too. And then also, it's not intuitive how to control them. Let me get into the main issue I have with PSVR. So I know I'm sounding very negative, but that's because I'm not talking about the games yet. I'm just talking about like the hardware, and it's, you know, it's the first VR thing Sony's ever made. It's like the first generation of VR, so there's gonna be a lot of hardware issues, or at least, I mean, there are, at least I should say. I mean, I guess it's possible for there not to be, but it makes sense that there are. So I'm trying to get them all out of the way. It's very clear to me that the PlayStation Move controllers were not made with VR in mind. The PlayStation Move controllers were available. Unless they get changed. I didn't have a PlayStation 3, but unless they like changed them for PSVR and like still call them PlayStation Move controllers, I'm pretty sure they were things that came with the PS3. That was back when Sony and Microsoft were trying to copy Nintendo's success with the Wii. So like Xbox made the Kinect, Xbox 360 made the Kinect, and PlayStation 3 had the PlayStation Move, which is like these two controllers that like can tell where your hands are. They mimic your hands in a game, kind of like Wii remotes, but Wii remotes didn't do that. Wii remotes just sensed when you moved, but PlayStation Move controllers actually sensed where your hands were. And it used that with the camera looking at them, because it has these like orbs on the top that show certain colors so the camera can see where they are. So those are good in VR for sensing where your hands are. That's very important in games like Job Simulator, for example. You know, you need to move your hands around. But they're just designed poorly as controllers. For some reason, I don't understand why this is. For some reason, there's no analog stick or D-pad or anything like that. D-pad wouldn't really make sense, but there's no analog stick or any way to like move a character in a 3D space. I do not understand why this is. There are so many buttons on those controllers. On each Move controller, they're identical. There is the trigger button, a button like in the middle, like where your thumb sits, and then 4 buttons on the outside of your thumb: triangle, square, X, and circle, which are in places that don't really make sense. Considering like the PlayStation 4 controller is a diamond, I feel like they should just be called 1, 2, 3, 4 to be easy. Because when I see in the game, it's like press triangle, I have no idea what triangle is because they're not in the same places as a PlayStation 4 controller. So it really should just be 1, 2, 3, and 4 or something like that. But it's not. So it has all 6 of those buttons, and on the other controller, it has all 6 of those buttons. That's at least 12 buttons right there, and there's also like the PlayStation button, or whatever it's called, on each controller. But I'm not gonna count those because those couldn't really be used for gameplay. But that's 12 buttons right there. That's way more than enough. Like, let's see, even on a PlayStation 4 controller, you got the triggers, the bumpers, the face buttons. That's 8. Then what else? Like the screen, even if you count the stick clicks. No, you wouldn't count the stick clicks because I'm saying you should have sticks instead, but those could have stick clicks too. So that's 8 buttons. Plus what, like the touchpad maybe is 9. And then, oh, and there's also, I think, start and select. Or not start, it's like options and share, or whatever it is on PlayStation 4. On each of them. So that's like 16 buttons or something like that. It's ridiculous. There's so many buttons that do not need to all be used. And I think they're like, they do the identical things on each side. Like the triangle, square, X, and circle buttons do the same thing on each controller. So that's just a waste of 4 buttons on each when they could be so much better. And it's just so, like, why isn't it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something like that? Why is it just the same buttons on each side? That is so dumb, and that's just another example of how it wasn't made for PSVR. Because back for the PlayStation 4, they probably made each move controller the same, because like some games only need 1 move controller, so you can each play it. But like, you know, if they're specifically made for VR, I don't think the buttons would be the same on both controllers, because that just doesn't really make sense to me. They fit well in your hands, like well enough. Not as good as the Vive controllers, not nearly as good. But they fit well in your hands. They fit fine in your hands. Not like well, they fit fine in your hands. The trigger rests where it should, and your thumb rests on that one button, I guess, where it should. And that feels all nice, at least for my hands. I mean, I'm sure it can be different with other people, but that seems pretty good. Man, this is just frustrating me just thinking about this. VR is so cool, and I'll get into it in a minute. When I played Job Simulator, that was still one of the coolest things ever. But there's so many barriers. There's just so many hassle things that and that's gonna get, like, I'm gonna talk about Skyrim VR in my next video, and because there's like no really good way to move your character, that was like that was like the main issue I had with Skyrim, because I was just trying to get used to the controls the whole time. And I know this isn't what I'm supposed to, I'll talk about Skyrim later, but just like mention really quickly that, and then also like Skyrim's a really complicated game, you know, it's an RPG, it's a Western RPG that would be a really complicated game on its own, so trying to like use that as my first game to understand VR was not a good decision. So I feel like it isn't really a great pack-in for PSVR because of that reason, because like you're trying to figure out VR, you shouldn't be playing this super complicated game. But I guess some people have already played the game, so they already understand everything, so fine. But like, and obviously I know people want like full games, like full-size games for VR, so I guess it makes sense why they're packaging it, and like it really appealed to me before I'd heard of it. It still could really appeal to me once I like get the grips around VR, but I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, I don't think that was a good idea for me to start off with that game, because I feel like I should start off with a game built for VR, you know, and that'll help me understand VR. Like, a game built for VR is a game you should start with for VR, you know, not a game that was made for a controller and then they ported to VR. But I don't understand why instead of those thumb buttons, there's not like an analog stick, at least on the left one, or not, maybe not an analog stick, but like, because I feel like that might not work as well. But not like some sort of like pad, like a touch pad that you can just like move your thumb around like an analog stick, kind of like on the original Steam controller. I know they changed it, but they had like just a pad that you move your thumb around, kind of like those things that they have on laptops, those little nubs that they have that you can move your finger around, like as a mouse. Instead of the rectangle, it's like above the rectangle, and it's like in the keys, and it's like this little circular nub that you can use to move your like mouse around, kind of like that, but much bigger. Or not even much bigger, just anything, but some sort of thing where you can move around in 360 degrees, and you could use that to move your character. Because like when I played Skyrim, for example, it was so confusing how to move, and it was just such a pain. And you can have it on the right side too, I guess, but I don't think you really need to have it on the right side, because I don't think you need to have it on the right side, because the right stick can just be your head moving. Like, you can just move your head around, and then you can press certain buttons also on the right Joy-Con to like make your vision like go like 45 degrees to the right or whatever, because like that's what they call like snap turning, and that's what they have in Skyrim. And that actually I do like snap turning. I feel like that'd be better than using an analog stick or a pad or something to turn in VR, because that's like when you look with your vision, like look at one point in the room, or like look on the left part of your screen, and then look at the right part of the screen. It's not like a gradual transition from left to right. It's like a quick, like you jump. Your vision jumps from place to place when you look. So having an analog stick and make your vision go like gradually turning, I feel like maybe would be jarring in VR. I don't know really, but so that's why I feel like the snap thing is probably good. But I think I actually did try the the gradual thing in Skyrim. But I don't know. I don't know if this makes sense what I'm saying. If you guys have played VR or not. If you haven't, I think I'm making sense. When I mean like the snap thing, like you press a button in Skyrim and the right stick or whatever, like the camera immediately just turns like 45 degrees to the right, like very fast, as opposed to like holding it down, it like slowly turns, like with the right stick, like in most games, like the camera like slowly turns, you know. So I think you don't need one on the right stick. You don't need a right stick or whatever for that reason, because you can just have like buttons make you turn really fast, and if you want to do more minute turns, you can just move your head, or you can just like turn around your body completely, because like that's what you would be doing if you're in this real world. So you probably don't even need that, because you can just turn your body around, you know? You can just turn around, and then that's where you are now. So there's just no way to move, like, conveniently, and it's so frustrating. But specifically, that was really frustrating, like, just navigating menus was so annoying, and navigating the PSVR demo disc. I turn it on, I'm like, how do I navigate this? And it's like, alright, grab the PS4 controller, because I don't know how to move from game to game, and I don't know how to select the demo disc. I don't know how to navigate the menu in the PSVR setup, so I have to let the PS Move controllers dangle from my hands, with the wrist straps, and then like grab the PS4 controller. And let me take some water real quick. Sorry, I'm getting worked up here. And then and you're in VR, so how the heck are you supposed to find your PlayStation 4 controller without taking it off? And that's annoying. And then there actually is a way you could navigate the menus with the move controllers, but that was not explained at all. I just didn't know that. Apparently, like, hold the trigger and like swipe left or right. But if there was just like a little analog stick or a little like nub or a little pad or something like that, I don't mean it should be exactly like the thing on laptops. Like, it should be like bigger than that and more of like a pad maybe. I don't know, just anything, any way to move around 360 degrees. And if you just had like that, then you could easily move left to right and it'd be intuitive, and not me having to guess or pick up my PlayStation 4 controller because I don't know how to do that. Because that was so confusing. Or maybe if you could just like look at it and then press A, like that. Sorry, that's another good idea. If you could just look at it and then like that's where your cursor goes or something like that. But nope, they did not do that. So yeah, there's just so many like annoying things of just like setup. But this has nothing to do, like, it's still like once you're into a VR game, I'm sure it's still really fun. And I'll get into that in a second, because like it's not like it's a bad system. It's not like the Wii, the Wii U, for example. Like, a lot of people, I don't even agree with that, but a lot of people say like there's a lot of like annoying stuff about the Wii U that's just like so hard to like set up. So like even if there's like a great game that you're playing, like you're playing Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, it's very capable of playing a great game. People will be like, oh, but there's so many just annoying things that I don't even want to play it. I actually don't have that for Wii U. I disagree with that a lot. But for PSVR, I kind of have that feeling. Like a lot. It's just so many barriers of entry. It's just so frustrating. And then the demo disc is an example of this. And I'm sure once I'm playing an actual game that's built from the ground up for VR, which I haven't really done yet other than the demo disc, then hopefully I'll have a lot of fun and I won't have any of these issues, and I'll really sink into PSVR and enjoy it. But the demo disc is just so frustrating. So you go in there, and I don't know if you have to use the PlayStation 4 controller to navigate in the menu. I think you do, because I think it says like return your PlayStation 4 controller. Or maybe you can navigate the menu with move controllers, but I just didn't know how. I'm honestly not sure, but they don't explain how at all, so most people I feel like would know how. But if you can, it's like, if it's the same as the PlayStation 4 menu, it's like holding the trigger and swiping. But I don't know if you can do that or not. So then you see like all these different titles of games that you can play. And what's annoying about the demo disc is that in most of the games like that I played, that I could not for the life of me figure out how to exit it. Maybe you could, and I just couldn't figure it out. But I could not figure out how to exit the demo. There was no way to do that I could figure it out. So the only way I could exit the demo was like Job Simulator. Like, it was really easy to finish the demo because it was timed. But other than Job Simulator, like, I just couldn't figure out how to exit some of the demos. And I would be so frustrated. Like, I want to try a different game. But instead I got to turn it off and turn the PlayStation R back on. Turn the PS4 back on. And then I'd have to go back into the demo disc. And every time you go into the demo disc, it's like, it makes you set up your room. So you gotta like stick your arms here and like press the trigger up. And that's just like annoying every time when you want to just exit the demo. So that's what's really annoying about VR is like the demo disc, I should say, is that every time you do a new demo, you have to like set that up again, which is really frustrating. But if you're actually playing like a game that's built for VR and you're just sinking into that game for like an hour or two, then those issues aren't going to exist. But they exist with the demo disc, and that's why it was really frustrating. So like you go into PSVR demo disc and you have to like reach out your arms and like calibrate the controllers, and then I went into Job Simulator and it's like, oh, you have to do that again. You have to calibrate your hands again and like stick out your arms and stick them up and press the triggers and do that. But then I got into Job Simulator, and once again, like the first time I played it, I absolutely loved it. Like in that moment, it was all worth it. All this like this expensive thing, all this annoying thing, set it up. I was playing it and I was having so much fun. And I'm really looking forward to really playing games that are made from the ground up for VR, and I'm probably gonna love them so much, just like how I've been loving Job Simulator, even though I don't own that game yet. And that's what makes me so excited for VR. But all these annoying things are just like getting in the way and distracting me from how excited I am for VR, and distracting me from how much I love the prospect of VR. Because Job Simulator is just the coolest thing ever, and it's like not even like that much of a game. It's just like interacting with your environment, and it's so fun though. It's like, it's not that it's not a game, but it's like it's not conventional, at all. It's just interacting with all this stuff, but it's so fun to do. And in Job Simulator, in the demo, it's just like the office level, and you can do all this stuff. Like you can plug in this computer, you can go on the internet, like you can use a mouse and control the internet. You can like pour some coffee, you can eat donuts. There's donuts in the trash. If you eat those, you throw up, which is so cool. You can just throw stuff in the air and catch them. You could throw stuff at your coworkers at the computers. You can like look over the walls, and you can like look out in the hallway and see what's going on over there. And it's just like you're in this other world, and it's so cool. But what's really frustrating about the job, what's it called? Why did I forget the name of this game? Job Simulator. Jeez, the Job Simulator demo is it's timed. I don't know how much time it is, whether it's like 5 minutes or what. But after a certain amount of time, and it's not that long, it's like, all right, the demo's over, and then the demo ends, and you can't keep playing. Even like, I don't know why the demo can't just be that one level. Instead, it's timed, so you gotta end the demo, then you gotta go back into it. Then you gotta, if you want to keep playing, you gotta go back into it, and then calibrate your arms again, and then you can play it for like 5 more minutes. And it's like, oh, demo's over, and like, it's just annoying. So it makes you just keep doing that if you want to keep playing that, just exploring that world. And instead, I don't know why it's timed. I feel like it's just not because you can still play it unlimited amount. It just makes you take these annoying breaks in between because the demo keeps ending. So it's not like it's like, oh, we don't want to let them do that much, because we just keep doing it over and over again and keep doing different stuff. So I feel like they should just let the demo be that level and just let you stay in there for as long as you want. So that was just really, really frustrating. Oh, I forgot another really bad thing about PlayStation Move controllers, which this is, I don't really know what a remedy to this is. But I don't know. Hopefully they can figure something out in the future. But like, if maybe like because they know where your hands are, because the camera looks at the Move controllers and sees like those orbs that are shining. But the problem is, when you like turn around and stuff, you can't see your hands. The camera can't see your hands because it's blocked by your body. But like in these games, Job Simulator, like you need to turn around, like, and you need to look all around you. It's like you're in this world. So it's so annoying. It's like, oh wait, my hands are spazzing out. You can't see my hands, can it? And you gotta like fix it and make sure it can see your hands, and keep going. It's like, oh, my hands are spazzing out again. So that's a really annoying thing too. I didn't have the problem with the Vive at all. So that's definitely a knock against PSVR, I think. So yeah, that was definitely very frustrating. But other than that, I enjoyed Job Simulator so much. I want to buy that game. I don't own it. I want to buy that game and just sink into it, because that's gonna be so much fun. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing, and stuff like that is what's gonna make VR all worth it, I imagine. But I just haven't really had that experience yet, because so far with VR, I've just done the demo disc. I've just had so many frustrations, and Skyrim, which I had a lot of frustrations with too. Even though Skyrim, I think, has the potential to be really cool. But I'll get into Skyrim in another video. But yeah, so I love Job Simulator. But then I tried a couple other demos, didn't like it quite as much. I don't remember every game I played. I don't remember what order I played everything in either, but I probably played about a little less than half of them, I'd say. Dino Frontier was one game I tried, and that's like a game like you're like, it's kind of like a one of those games, like a life sim game, not a life sim game, kind of like The Sims, where like you're like this omnipotent thing, like controlling like a little community, except you're controlling a community of like these people that live on like a dinosaur ranch. So like first it was like, there wasn't that much to it that I didn't really understand it, actually, I guess I should say. So like you can like make the world bigger and smaller, which is pretty cool. Like the way the controls are pretty cool, because you can like grab it and like stretch it out, like pull your hands apart to like make the world bigger, and like push, and then like do the opposite to make the world smaller, kind of like Control T in like Photoshop or something like that, or Word or whatever. By the way, I forgot to mention the gameplay I'm using this video. I do not have any gameplay of this, so the gameplay I got from somewhere else, and I'll leave links in the description for wherever I got the gameplay from. So yeah, just let you guys know. Forgot to mention that in the beginning. But anyway, and then you could like crawl, like you can like grab the ground and like crawl along to like move around, which is pretty cool. And you can also like grab the people and like throw them, which is really fun to do. And like there's like this hammer that you got, and like you could throw the person up and hit him with the hammer. And I was like having fun messing around with the game like that, in that way. But I didn't really like actually play the game, because I could not understand it. Like it wanted me to like create this like food thing, this like food building or something, like create this building, and like I just didn't understand what it was asking me to do. And then it was like asking me to get this guy to like mine the dinosaur, but like he like, I don't know, like if he like wouldn't listen to me or what, I kind of forget. But it was just, I didn't really understand what was going on. so I don't really have that much interest in that game that I play. But like it was just fun messing around in VR, and just like even though I wasn't even playing the game, I was having a lot of fun. That like shows to me how much like potential VR has for like games that I actually really enjoy, or at least games that I understand. Because I didn't really understand what was going on. And I don't really generally enjoy those types of games, but because that's not even what I was doing. But I was having fun. Let's see, what else did I play? There's one game that I'm thinking of right now, but I don't remember what it's called. So, but I have the list of demo games in front of me, so I'm gonna look up one of the games and see if that's what it is. So is this a game I'm thinking of? No, this is not the game I'm thinking of. Whoa, this game's pretty cool. I want to try this game. Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to think of. Oh, it's Fantastic Contraption. That's one of the games that I played. That's the game I'm thinking of. Let me just look up and make sure. Fantastic Contraption. Yeah. Oh, that was so weird. And I played this game called Fantastic Contraption. And that game was really strange. You like it was just like these like this stuff here. It was a demo, not a game. It was a demo of a game. And like it was just like you get little sticks around. And you can like pull them out and like attach these things to them, and you want it to like, I don't know. Your goal was just like make these little contraptions out of them, but like it was telling you what to do. You were just like following the guidelines, and it was just really boring. And I didn't really enjoy what I was doing. I didn't really understand it that much either. I only played for like 15 minutes, so it's not like I like have in-depth opinions on this game, but it was just like kind of boring, just like putting these pieces of stuff together and just like watching like nothing happen as I failed. I was just like, yay, gameplay, kind of like one of those kind of things. I don't know. I'm not trying to give like a critical review of the game. I only played for like 15 minutes, but what I played I didn't really enjoy. It was just like attaching these sticks to like these balls, and like, and I mean, a little bit novel because you're in VR, so it's still kind of cool that it seems like you're actually doing this. But I just didn't enjoy that really at all, to be honest with you. Another game, actually, here's one that I didn't play. This Moss. I was actually watching my girlfriend play it because she wanted to try VR. So she tried Job Simulator, which she liked, and then she tried Moss because she like saw the Moss is this game. I'm sure you're watching gameplay of it right now. It's this game with like a little mouse, and you like use the controller. I don't know how I feel. I probably should have talked about the other games I played, but whatever. I'll talk about Moss first. I don't really like the idea of using a controller in VR because I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, it just is kind of weird. I mean, I guess like it can't hurt like to be in VR, like, but I feel like this game doesn't really, VR didn't really add that much to this game. It was just kind of like, well, I don't know, like I'm still like, it's probably better still to be in VR than not be in VR, even if it's not really a VR game. I don't know, it's just kind of weird because when I think of VR, the appeal to me is that like you get to be in the world. So when that's not the case, it's when like, so I don't really want to use the DualShock. I don't really want it to be a third person game. I want it to be a first person game where the DualShock's in my hands because I want to be in the world. That's why I'm so interested in VR. So Moss wasn't like that. You're just like controlling this mouse, and then like you could like look at the like you could like move this cursor around and like just like hold down on stuff to interact with the environment in really weird ways. We only played that for like 10 minutes, or she played it, and then like you could like hold down on the door and the door opened, like yippee. It wasn't really that interesting. And then there was like these like, we got completely stuck at this like the part with these bugs, and we just did not know what to do. So we stopped playing that, and we didn't really enjoy that much, or she didn't really enjoy that much. I didn't play it. Maybe I would have enjoyed it. Who knows? I did not play it, to be clear. But from what I was looking, it didn't interest me that much. And then we just had no idea what to do. I could not figure it out either. Like I tried it. Actually, I probably did play for like a minute because I was trying to figure out what to do. I couldn't figure out what to do either. So then we stopped playing that game. And then what else did we play? Or did I play? Because I was certainly tried Job Simulator and Moss. The rest I played when she was not there. What else did I play? I played Thumper. So Thumper is a game that I know my friend Nintendo Nick actually likes it. He has it on Switch. It's not exclusive to VR, but it's apparently in VR, which I didn't know that. But apparently it's in VR, so I tried it out, and it was just like, first of all, it gave me like it made me feel a little bit queasy because it like you're going full speed ahead, just like you're going like full speed ahead in this like crazy world. Like you're watching gameplay of it right now probably, and it's just like I don't feel quite right. And like I didn't think VR added that much to it. Like I'm sure that there's definitely some appeal in just like being in the world, even if you're not the character itself. Just like watching this in 360 degrees in VR, or not even 360 degrees. It's like 360 degrees plus another axis. So like, I don't even know, but like watching this in 3D, because 360 degrees is a circle, not a sphere. But you know what I mean. Watching this in three dimensions, like being in 3 dimensions, is pretty cool. But I just didn't understand Thumper at all. It's like this game where you're like on a little roller coaster track and you play this little object. I don't even know what it is, and like I couldn't for the life of me figure out what you were supposed to do. Like I did the entire first like a world or whatever, like it was like 1-1, like that would just pop on the screen. Then you'd like the track would turn left and turn right, and like this stuff would shoot out at me. And I was like trying to press buttons like at certain times to like make it happen and like go right and left at the right time, but like I just didn't even like understand what was happening. I didn't even seem like I was doing anything right, but I was progressing. And it got like up to like 2-1. I was like, all right, enough of this, because I didn't feel good. And I didn't understand the game in the slightest. I did not understand what was going on, Thumper. Maybe if I understood it, I'll enjoy it, but I did not get it in the slightest. For some reason, I thought that was a rhythm game. Someone told me that was like a music game, but it is not a music game, that's for sure. Maybe it's like a rhythm game, so you have to like do it on the beat, but it's just like there's no music really. It's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe there is music, but it's not a music game. I don't know. It was weird. I did not understand Thumper. Maybe I'll give it another try some other time. Like these aren't supposed to be like reviews or anything of these games, or like I'm not saying these games are good or bad, because a lot of them I didn't play it for enough time. I'm just trying to give my first impressions of them. But Moss was the one that was really frustrating, that we couldn't figure out how to just exit the demo, so we had to turn it off, and that was so annoying. Maybe there's a way. Maybe I'm an idiot and I just couldn't figure it out, but I couldn't figure it out. So maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's the PSVR's fault. But I could have sworn I tried everything. I tried one other game. I think I tried Star Child. I think that was the last game that I tried. And Star Child was so weird. Like Star Child, it was not working right, because I think like in the beginning, maybe like when the game turned on, like I moved too far forwards or something weird, because then I was just like going where you're supposed to be, like in the game, and it was saying out of play area. So I had to move to like a really weird place. So in Star Child, you're just like controlling this character. It's like a side scroller with like this human. Let me make sure I'm thinking of the right game. That's Star Child, right? Sorry, I'm typing, but my mic is in front of my keyboard, so it's really difficult. Of course, video game does not come up. Star Child. Yeah, this is Star Child. It was so strange, Star Child. And you're just like watching this character. I'm sure you're watching gameplay right now. So you're just watching this human, like you move left and right with the analog stick. And like in the beginning, there was like this like 30-minute cutscene, 30 seconds. Sorry, not 30. Jeez, 30-minute cutscene. Wow. There's a 30-second cutscene of like the environment, and that was actually pretty cool. Like these like spaceships flying around. But then you're like much bigger than her, so she seems like a little like ant person to you. But then you're running like left and right. Not an ant person. She seems like, I don't know. She's like plankton basically, like in SpongeBob, but she's a human. So I guess you're just a really big character, like an omnipotent god character or something. And you use the left. Well, I mean, you're not a character. You're controlling her, so I guess that's just the camera angle. It's just VR. And you move left or right, and then like, but like it wasn't like there was no gameplay. It was just like boring moving left and right. There might have been like a few ledges that you had to climb over or something. But it was just like move to the right, move to the left. And it was just like not even like fun. It wasn't even like a game. And then there was occasionally these sections where like you had to control this little robot, and like the robot had to like fly and just like touch these other points. But it wasn't fun at all. It wasn't even a puzzle. It was just like, all right, do this. That's what you have to do. And now you just have to slowly do it because the character moves really slow. It's not a robot, I don't think. It's just like this little thing. I don't even know. Star Child was so boring, honestly. What I played for like 10 minutes. I'm not trying to be mean. It just, as there was just nothing fun about it. Like I said, these aren't reviews. I'm not like trying to go in depth. I'm just giving my brief opinions on what I tried in PlayStation VR. But the most annoying thing is that I was like in the right place where you're supposed to be looking from the part where you're supposed to look from, but it was like this black message appearing on my screen saying out of play area. So I think the game like messed up and like launched the game not in the play area for some reason. So like even though I was like right where I was supposed to be in the game, the PSVR message was popping up on the screen saying that I was out of play area. So that was really annoying. So I had to like move way too close to the character where I couldn't even see anything in order to actually play it, which was clearly not what I was supposed to do. So then what I ended up doing is I actually went like, I moved myself and like took a knee and faced to the right, so I was like right where the character is, so it was like first person. So that was actually kind of a cool thing that I made it first person even though it's not supposed to be. And so then like moving right I would move forwards, moving left I would move backwards. So that was kind of cool, but that only worked briefly because then like some stuff happened and I couldn't really do that, and it was just a mess. I did not enjoy Star Child, and I think that's pretty much all I tried from VR. So despite, I still have really high hopes, really high ambitions for VR, but there's just a lot of annoying things with it. And like I don't want to be using a DualShock when I'm in VR. I want to be using the Move controllers, but for some reason like there's no analog stick or anything like that. Like I understand why not analog stick, that'd probably be uncomfortable. But there's no like pad or anything that lets you move in 360 degrees on the left DualShock, and it just makes no sense. That's just it's horrible design, to be honest with you. And I think I'll go on both. It is horrible design. I'll make that statement. That is ridiculous that there's no way to move a character in 360 degrees in VR without moving yourself. But like if you're in a game, like a big game where you can't move more than 10 steps, we have to move more than 10 steps forwards, because then you'll be out of your play area. So that doesn't really work. So you need like another way to move in VR without just like tilting the controller forwards, which is annoying, because like that's what it is in Skyrim, but you also have to use that as a sword and shield or whatever. So whatever, I'm not talking about Skyrim today, talking about that another time. But there's just so many inconveniences with PSVR, but and like most of the games most of the demos I tried, I just didn't enjoy. But when I did play Job Simulator, I enjoyed it so much, proving that there definitely is a lot of potential in PlayStation VR when you get that good game that works well. It's just there was so many hurdles and so many like barriers of entry that really frustrated me. But Job Simulator, man, it is amazing. From when I play it, I love it so much. Like I'm not down on VR. I know this like entire video is negative, but that's just because the experience I've had so far with like setting up PlayStation VR and with the PlayStation VR demo disc has been mostly negative, because I don't like most of those demos, and I don't like most of those games, and there's just a lot of like inconvenient things about PSVR. But when I get into a game that I really enjoy, I'm gonna probably say some really good things. Like if I buy Job Simulator and play that for a few hours or however long it is, that's gonna be an amazing experience, and hopefully PSVR can give me a lot of those amazing experiences. Because what it comes down to, even though there's a lot of negative things about it, it's still VR, and the potential to actually put yourself into the world of a game, and just like using the move controllers just be your hands, and just being in the world of a video game is like so unbelievably cool that I'm so excited for the future of this thing. Even though this video has been mostly negative, I'm so excited to continue with my VR. I'm going to talk about Skyrim soon. I have a lot of issues with that as well, but that's sort of a different story. Those aren't as fair. Those are more like my inexperience with Skyrim combined with like the PSVR's like bad things. But so what I'm really looking forward to is like playing games that are built from the ground up for PSVR. That's what I'm really looking forward to playing, and then I hope to have a lot of great things to say about those games. I really expect that I will, at least for like Job Simulator, if I play that. But I got a couple of PlayStation VR games that I haven't played yet. Job Simulator is not one of them, unfortunately, so I'm probably not going to play Job Simulator for the time being, like not for the next while, but hopefully I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, I'm really excited for the future of VR, despite having a lot of negative opinions. The demo disc has a lot of frustrations. PSVR itself has some frustrations, but when you're in that game that you're loving, Job Simulator was that for me, with the Joy-Cons as your hands, just living in the world. That is an incredibly amazing feeling, and I'm very excited to experience more of it. I've been Youngsters Gamer. I don't know why I said that at the end. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. I usually don't say it at the end, but whatever. I've been Youngsters Gamer, so yeah, I'm still Youngsters Gamer, and I will still be Youngsters Gamer going forwards. So thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like, comment, and subscribe. Drop me a comment down below, especially. Be sure to comment down below. Tell me what you think about PSVR, if you've tried it, or if you haven't tried it, what you're looking forward to. And tell me if there's any good PlayStation VR games that you've played where like you're in the world with your hands on the PlayStation Move controllers, and you're in the game's world, first person, that you think are really good games that you think I should get for PSVR. Because I'm looking forward to expanding my library. Because I don't have that many games yet. Even the ones I have, I haven't even played yet. I'm probably the first thing I'm gonna play, I don't know. I've got a couple games. I got Batman Arkham VR. I got Drive Club VR, but I don't have a wheel, so I feel like it's gonna be pretty weird. Like if you had a wheel, that'd be pretty cool because you're actually on the wheel. But using just like a PlayStation 4 controller for that might be a little take me out of it, unless you actually can use the move controllers. And then I got, this was actually free with PS Plus. I got what's it called, Starblood Arena, which is actually I think one of the demos, but I didn't try that demo on the demo disc yet. And I don't think I'm gonna keep trying the demos on the demo disc, because just using the demo disc is such a frustrating experience that I don't even like want to. I'd rather just play the full VR games I have. And I also have, because I got that one was free PS Plus, but I think I also got this game called Loading Chapter, or like Loading Human First Chapter, something like that. Loading Human First Chapter, I think that's what it's called. And like it got really bad reviews on Metacritic, but for some reason I'm really excited to try that game too. I know nothing about it, but anyway, tell me if there's any games that I should try. Tell me, comment what you think about PSVR, what you think about the demo disc and any of these games I've played or any other VR games. Let me know what you think about VR as a whole. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you guys next time.